buttons and icons for this part of our website. So in order to do this, I'm going to use my shape tool here, and I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and I'm just going to take the sides in just to round them a little bit to make them look more like buttons. I'm also then going to choose a fill color, and we're going to go with a darker color with this one. And I'm not going to really use a border with this one, so I'm going to take the tick out of the border. Next thing we do is we are going to use the text tool, and we're going to drag a text box over, and I'm going to type the word home, because obviously we need a button to go back to our home page. I can move this around to make sure it's in the center, and what I would advise you to do with this is draw a rather large text box. Make sure the text is smaller in size, so I'm going to go with 30, and make sure it is centered, and I'll show you why in a moment. Now once you've designed your button and you're happy with this style, what we're going to do is highlight it all just by dragging over it. Go in Command C to copy, and Command V to paste, and I'm going to move it over, and then we're going to double click it. So this is going to show the development page, and you can see then I've got my home page here. Now we're also going to look at one other page. So if I highlight that, copy, paste, and what I'm going to do then is just double click it again, and I'm typing their information. Now you notice a few things with this. If I highlight all of the buttons at once, I can then move them over, so we can try and then get them towards center. And as you can see then, the lines have come up just to show me where the centers are, so I can see then where it will be on a grid. If you want to make smaller links then at the bottom to other things, if I click on the shape again, and at the bottom we go down here, and then what I'm going to do is zoom in. Now if I click my zoom tool here, I'm going to zoom in here. Now if you want to zoom out, what you can do is you can hold the Alt or the Command key, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC, and you can zoom in and out there. I'm also going to move this up slightly round the corners and remove the border. And then I'm going to use the text tool here, and I'm just going to write icon in there. Now you'll notice because the text I've just last used was white, it doesn't come up with anything. So if we highlight all of the text, change the fill down to a different color, that then will come back. So if we highlight all the text, change the fill down to a different color, it'll come back there, and we can then see it. Now I'm just going to capitalize that and make sure it stands out. And then what we're going to do is hold the Shift key down, select both the text and the background, copy and paste, and you can see now I'm making a clone of that. If I just scroll over with my mouse, we can do that. So now if I zoom back out, you can see what we've done so far. So we've now added some text in, we've added some buttons in, we've added some icons then on the side as well. Now you might want to make some sort of advert here on the side, so let's click on the shape, let's draw, and this time what we're going to do is fill tool. I'm going to go with a lighter color here. I'm going to put a slightly thicker border on of 5, and then we're going to put a text box, and we're going to say play the game. And this is going to be probably towards the center, and if we highlight it, let's make it a little bit bigger, and just once again just recenter it. I'm happy with that so far. So that's how we'd make buttons, and that's how we'd make icons or a clickable link into your site. Now none of these will work at the moment because we haven't got any other pages, we haven't linked them up. This is purely just for a design task.